Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome, and this is our first live interaction. And I'm going to start by asking you a question. What do you think will be the best time for us to fix our classes and time? So please, I'm expecting your comments. So write on the comment section of this live discussion. What are the days that you think will be the best to be holding our classes? I'm waiting for you right on the comment section. What are the days that you think will be the best to fix our classes? Okay, good afternoon to Maglo. Good afternoon. So when do you think will be the best time for us to fix our classes? The days and time. Okay, Fed, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ulozion. Please, I'm asking, when do you think will be the best time? Okay, Chio Maglo said weekend. So actually, the course is very bulky. The course is very bulky. The course is very bulky. So I'm thinking maybe we are going to use 2 days in a week. We are going to use 2 days in a week. So which days and which days do you think? Okay, I think Fed said I think Friday or Saturday. Yeah, Fed, I need 2 days. 2 days for the lecture because course is the course is very bulky. So I wanted us to finish the course on time so that at least we'll have time to read and we'll have time to visit past question paper so that at least at the end you are going to have a very good result. Okay, Fridays and Saturdays, sir. So Nurse Stephanie says Friday and Saturday. So if you agree with Nurse Stephanie to go with Friday and Saturday, if you agree with the Stephanie for Friday and Saturday, say hi. If you agree with Friday and Saturday, but what time? Okay, please let's agree on time. Okay, 8 to 10 p.m. So do you agree on Friday and Saturday, 8 to 10 p.m.? If you agree, 8 to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday, say hi. If you agree Friday and Saturday, 8 to 10 p.m., say hi. And if you didn't agree with the time 8 to 10, Friday and Saturday, say no. But if you agree with the time and the date Friday and Saturday, 8 to 10 p.m., say hi. So only one person say no. Okay, 2 people say no. Okay. So I think you can see from the boards, I can realize that most of you agree on the classes to be holding on Friday and Saturday, 8 to 10 p.m. So I think we agree with that. So that is the first thing that we are going to discuss. And then I have also, you see, if you can check, you can see Maxwell NB. You see, for Biochem 241, for Biochem 241, that is the course that I was assigned to teach you. So therefore, all the videos for Biochem 241 will be available to everyone. But I wanted to say something here very important. In my YouTube channel, I teach biostatistic, and I know that you are doing biostatistic. I also teach physiology and microbiology. So like for those of you that are interested with my videos on YouTube channel, for those of you that are interested with my videos on YouTube channel, especially for biostatistics and physiology, so I advise you to go and register on my YouTube channel as a member. So you can go and register on my YouTube channel as a member. And I also have a WhatsApp group where I did tutorial for all these courses. So we'll have time to cover all these three courses: the general physiology that you are doing, the biostatistics, and this biochemistry. Okay, thank you, Maxwell. Maxwell B. He said that I'm really enjoying your videos on YouTube. Yes, I have videos on general metabolism, the chemistry of macromolecules, and which is the course that I'm going to be doing. And all those videos are going to be free for everyone. But there are videos for general metabolism, one, and also biostatistic. Even now, I upload a video on biostatistic. So it's only those that are member on my YouTube channel that they can watch those videos. So it's only members that are on my YouTube channel that they can watch those videos. So if you know that you are a member and you are interested to join the biostatistic class, general physiology class, and the biochemistry, so you can register as a member. But for all the biochemistry courses, especially biochem 241, whether you register as a member or you did not register as a member, you will have access to my YouTube channel. You will have access to all those videos. So they are free and you can enjoy them. They are free for everyone. But for the biostatistic and general physiology, you have to register as a member. Even some of those videos, they are also available free, but some of the videos, they are only for the members. So that's why I'm just encouraging you to go and register with the YouTube as a member. To register to the YouTube channel as a member, it's just, there are two levels. There are levels where you are going to pay. You can select anyone. You can pay 750 naira. And if you want to, I said three, Rahama Kamilu, general physiology and biostatistic with also this biochemistry. But this biochemistry is free for anyone. It's free for anyone. And the money is not much. The money is not much. The money is not much. You can register as a member with 750 naira or 1,500. So if you actually register as a member as 1,500, you are going to have access to everything on the YouTube. But if you didn't register as a member, or if you register with 700 naira and 750, then you can have also access to some videos. So that's why I encourage you. Even now, I uploaded a video on biostatistics. Very interesting one. Very interesting one. Even I myself, I even enjoy it. I'm not saying it because I wanted you to register, but I know that the things will be much more easier for you in this learning environment. And let me tell you, a lot of people are using my YouTube channel for BNS in DLC. So most of the students that are doing that are involved in DLC program, most of them, they are watching my videos. And some of you here have even said that you have already. So I think 700 or 1,050 naira is not something that is much that will restrict you from registering as a member. So it's better to register, because what I'm usually used to do, I always teach student to understand the basics. I always teach students to understand the basics, so that at least even if after they graduate, they will be happy of what we taught them or what we taught you. So that is why I will advise you. And one very interesting things with YouTube channel, even if when we have class and you are not able to. Okay, goodness maker said, how can I register as a member? So you even here you can check on this. You can see a join button. So if you can see that join, you can click on it. Then you use your ATM and register as a member. So you use your ATM. You take those numbers at the back of your ATM and then you input them. It's genuine. There is no any problem. There is no any challenge with doing that. So it's genuine. Your money will not be deducted. It will only the amount that is allocated will be deducted on your. In fact, you can even ask your seniors. So most of them that are using that. But as I said, biochemistry is free to everyone, is free to everyone. Biochemistry is free to everyone. But for the biostatistic is the course that have challenges. There are so many calculations. There are so many things also in the case of general physiology. There are so many things and we'll have time to solve past question papers. So I will teach you in such a way that at least you will get the knowledge, you will get the skills, and you pass the examination. And that is what I am after. And it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's only those that are registered that if you register, it's okay. And if you decide not to register, I don't have problem with that. But I'm just telling you, for those of you that want to enjoy all the videos on the YouTube channel, those that are not from biochemistry, those videos that are not biochemistry courses, you can enjoy them. You can enjoy them, especially the biostatistics, the general physiology, microbiology, chemistry. There are many videos actually on my YouTube channel. So I think that shouldn't be an issue. If you really want to enjoy, I think you can enjoy. And then in addition, what I wanted to say here, the okay, you see Charity Olu Oluwumni said that it's the payment most monthly. Yes, it's monthly. It's monthly. And you can cancel the registration anytime you want. You can cancel the registration. And also one very interesting thing that I want you to be doing is that actually whenever you are going to watch my videos on the YouTube channel, to make things easier for you, try as much as possible to get your jotter, be jotting down and write things appropriately so that at least you will enjoy them. And as I said, even right now, I just finished a video on biostatistics. So I give the general overview of the biostatistics that you are going to do. So that is why you follow it, because sometime to get some, because all the videos that I'm going to do is based on your courseware. I use it based on their courseware. I make videos based on your courseware. So I'm not making the video from any other materials. No, it's from the materials that they gave you. So, and if you want to register, you will see join. So click on join and then you can register as a member. So once you make the payment, you can have access. Like for example, now after this, you can go to the YouTube channel, you'll see a video on introduction to biostatistic. Click on it. If you click, it will not play. It will not play. So, but like for example, this charity this charity, she registered. Look at it. That's why you can see her here, Charity Olu Wumni. She registered as a member. So if she can go and click on that video on biostatistics, of course it will play for her. And if she didn't register, of course, for those that didn't register, they cannot have access to that. So ladies and gentlemen, I think this is what I'm going to say concerning this. So we agree that we are going to have classes on Friday and Saturday, 8 to 10. 8 to 10, Friday and Saturday. And also one very interesting thing, I knew that some of you have many challenges, you have problem attending other lectures. Also, in addition, you have your works and many other things. So that is why sometimes I use the YouTube channel for my lectures, because anytime when you are done with the lecture, sorry, anytime when you are done with your work, you can always come to the YouTube and get the video and watch. So you can always come to the YouTube and get the videos and watch. So that's why I always encourage students to try to subscribe. For those of you that didn't subscribe, please, sir, can we get materials for your course for this semester, soft copy that we can read? Yes, of course, I will give you. That is why you are going to be using the material. You are going to also be using the YouTube channel so that to guide you. So YouTube channel, you can always get the videos. So I think some of you that you have actually mentioned that you have many issues. So let's see how, okay, how can I register? Yes, you will see joined. When you see joined, then you click on join, then you use your ATM and register. Thank you, sir. I have another lecture right now, so I will excuse myself. Yes, Pet, you don't have problem. So anytime when you come back, the videos, all this discussion will be there on YouTube channel, so you can visit and come back at any time to watch the videos. So I think let me just, okay, for those of you that are asking for the registration, you only use ATM to register with the YouTube channel. So when you have your ATM, there are some numbers at the back of your ATM, input them, and then you can register. And it's genuine, there is no any issue, it's only the amount that is allocated that will be deducted. So I advise you to try and register as a member, or yeah, as a member. Either you can decide to register as at level 1 or level 2. No, the ATM must not be yours. The ATM must not be yours. You can even use someone ATM and register. So what platform can we use to ask questions, especially if we were not in class? You can ask the question on the comment section on the YouTube. You can ask question on the comment section of the YouTube channel, or you can ask me on WhatsApp group. So I'm always online. In fact, sometimes I will even be asking you, like for example, yesterday I sent you some videos to watch. So I'll be asking you questions. I'll be asking you questions on the videos. I will be asking you questions time to time. Okay, ATM card, just like when we are registering our course. Yes, Maxwell. You see that even John Christiana Swanta, she also register as a member. So let me now actually go and let's see how we can discuss briefly on the concept of the biochemistry. So we are going to have brief class now. So let me, so I have registered as a member. Please, can I get, yeah, you see Taiwo Oriwalo, just someone registered. Someone just register now. So she register at level 1. So you can register at level 2. So each level has its advantage and perks. So so I think you can all now see my slide. So you see we have been discussing, or I have sent you videos on introductions to biochemistry, starting with the definition of biochemistry. So ladies and gentlemen, some of you may ask, you are in nursing, medical student, pharmacy student, all students that are in life science are offering biochemistry course. So why is it important? Remember from the general knowledge of life. No, it's PM. It's PM, 8 to 10 PM. So remember that the structural and the functional unit of life. Yes, Alexandra, the 1500 give us beta access. Yes, it will give you beta access, because at the end I will solve past question paper for all those courses, and I will actually upload them on the YouTube channel, both the AC and objectives questions. So I will put them. If you check level 3, you will see PQ and short videos. So after making all these lectures, I will be making short videos, maybe 1 minute, 30 seconds, to explain concept. So that one will be at level 2. So PQ and short videos. So apart from PQ and short videos, you will also have access to all content from level 1. So as you move to one level, yes sir, how will I update to level 2? Yeah, if you are already a member, so go to the level 2 and input your details, you will be automatically upgraded, and it's only 750 will be removed. Yes, of course, you can register tomorrow, you can register anytime that you want. So now, let's go back to the business. So when we said introduction to biochemistry, so remember when we said life, the cell is the structural and the functional unit of life. So anything that you see in the world that have life or that has life is because they have cell. Yes, Alexandra, 1005 gives you better access. So whenever, and let me say that I repeat myself, biochemistry videos and content will all be free for everyone. It will all be free for everyone because I am asked to teach some of the student biochem 241. Sorry, yes, biochem 241. So it's only the videos of other courses that will be actually going to be restricted to only members. So my videos on the other members, they are fantastic and they are also very clear and understandable like my videos on biochemistry. So now the structure and the functions of every living organism depend on the type of the cell. So why we as human differ from goat, sheep, monkey, donkey is because the nature of our cell and the nature of our cells are different. So we said that the life depend on cells. Our health status depend on our cells. Like for example, an average human being like me, I am average human being. We have a total of 37.2 trillion cells. So you can have a disease or you can come up with the disease if the number of cells decrease or increase. You can have a disease when the number of cells decrease or increase. You can have a disease when the structure and the content of the cells have problem. So it means that our life depend on cell. Our health status depend on cells. But now the question is, how do we get these cells? We get these cells from atoms. So from scratch, life started from atom. And that is why in some of my videos that I sent to you, you'll see how the life started from atom, like nitrogen, carbon, oxygen joined together to produce smaller molecules. The smaller molecules form monomers. The monomers form macromolecules. Macromolecules combined together using non-covalent forces to produce supramolecular complexes, from supramolecular complexes to organelles of the cell, to the cell itself. The cells form tissue, the tissue form organs, and the organs form a complete system. And once you have a system, you have complete organism. So that means to tell you that our life comes from atom. So what are we doing in biochemistry? We are studying molecule. We are studying molecules, or we are studying life using molecules. We are studying life using molecules. So that is what we are doing in biochemistry. We are studying life using molecules. Like for example, you can see clearly here, and I knew that you have actually, okay, you see Otubo Gloria just joined the YouTube community, so you are welcome. So now what is biochemistry? You can see here. Biochemistry is a branch of science that explores the chemical process within and related to living organisms. So we study life using molecule. So therefore, whenever there is a problem with that molecules, there will be problems of the cell with the cell. And whenever there is problem with the cell, there is problem with the tissue that form with the tissues that cells form. Like for example, hepatocytes is the cells of the liver. And if the macromolecules in the liver has issues or have problem, it means that we are going to have problem with the liver itself. So the molecules in the liver have problem, it will have the entire cells will have problem, and the entire tissues that form from that cells will also have problem, the organ itself, and it will subsequently affect our system. So very importantly, you should understand that in biochemistry, we are trying to study the life using that molecules. So now, therefore, whenever we talk about the chemical processes that occur within and related to living organism, that is biochemistry. Like for example, now let me tell you, as I'm talking now, as I am talking, I am a human being, and why is it that I as human can talk while other organism cannot talk? There is a gene called FOXP2, and that gene produces FOXP2 protein. So the FOXP2 is a protein and is a biomolecules, and that is the protein that make us to talk. So any organism that doesn't talk, or any organism that cannot talk, it means that that organism doesn't have that protein. The parrots talk because it also has that FOXP2 protein. So you see, in biochemistry, you'll be using molecules, the chemical processes that are taking place in our body to study life. So that is why biochemistry, it combines the principles of both biology and chemistry to understand cellular functions and molecular interactions. Let me just say this. Why did I use my eyes to see? It's because of the molecules that are in the eyes. There are molecules in the eyes, that is why I use them to see. Those molecules are crystalline and opsin protein. Why is it that some people have dark skin while some people have fair skin? The answer is also simple. What actually control our skin color is melanin. So some people produce this melanin in high concentration, that is why they have darker skin. And some people have the low concentration of melanin, that is why they have fair skin color. So you see, in everything, even in a disease process, anything we do as human is as a result of our molecules. So that is why you remember you are doing anatomy and physiology. What is the shape of the red blood cell? It is by concave. And what is the main function of the red blood cell? Is the transport of oxygen. So what makes the red blood cells to be by concave? It is because of the hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is a molecule. What makes the red blood cells to transport oxygen is because of hemoglobin. So it means that the structure, that is the anatomy and physiology of our cells depend on the molecules that are present in that particular cell. So very importantly, ladies and gentlemen, biochemistry is trying to combine the principle of biology and chemistry to understand the cellular functions, that is the functions of the cell, and the molecular interactions, that is how one cell interact, how one cell communicate with another cells within these molecules. So biochemistry, it plays a significant role in the areas such as medicine, genetics, and biotechnology. I have already sent videos on different branches of biochemistry, the definition of biochemistry. So if you have any problem or if there is anything that you are not clear with, ask the question in the WhatsApp group or you ask the question on the YouTube. So I will instantly reply. I'm always online. So that is why you see biochemistry is important in medicine, because in medicine we are dealt with the disease and health. Disease and health. And very importantly, I will just tell you something, because some of you are new student here. There is a video that I made on how to pass university exam. So if you watch that video, it will encourage you on how to read in the university and how to pass university exam. So don't waste time, please, after this class to go and watch those videos. It's very, very important. You need to read every day. You need to give time. So everything is there in that video. So if possible, go and watch that video. It will also going to be very important. So now, what are the importance of biochemistry? What are the importance of biochemistry? Yes, level 2 is the highest level, JC. Yes. So the importance of biochemistry, number one, it helps us to understand the molecular basis of biological activity. Please, I want someone to write this on the comment section. What is the importance of the brain? What is the importance of the brain? I am asking, what is the importance of the brain? What do we use brain for? Excellent. Macy said the brain is important for cognitive function. That's for cognitive ability. Reasoning, excellent. So imagination, cognitive function, calculation, learning, and concentration are all the activities of the brain. Excellent. Rahama said control, coordination. Excellent. So now, let me ask this question. In the brain, I know even from your basics knowledge of physiology, how is the brain work? Remember, brain work through synaptic transmission. Like in human being, in human being, in human being, or in human brain, there are about 1 trillion neuron cells. So how one cell or how one neuron cells communicate with another neuron cells? They communicate through what we call synaptic transmission. That is, one neurons send message to another neurons through synaptic transmission. So what controls the synaptic transmission between one neurons to another is the neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters. And these neurotransmitters, they are biomolecules that control the synaptic action of the brain. So this is to tell you that the brain itself control, coordinate, or cognitive function based on the neurotransmitters. So that is to tell you that biochemistry is trying to help students to understand the molecular basis of biological activity. So you see that the biological activity of the brain is to control all the activities that are taking place in the brain, reasoning, coordination, concentration, learning, memory, and everything. All these are controlled by the brain. So what is the activity? So if I ask you what is the biological activity of the brain, is the same thing as the function of the brain. So biochemistry is trying to bridge link between the molecular basis and the biological activity. So in biochemistry, if this particular organs or if a specific organs is doing a specific task, then you as a student of medicine or life sciences, it is your work to go and study biochemistry to give you an idea what are those molecules that make the brain to do that work or that make the brain to do that function. So biochemistry is trying to bridge that gap to give you a good understanding of how life operates at molecular level. And also, so you see, one importance of biochemistry, it helps to understand molecular basis of biological activities. And I just now give examples of how neurotransmitters relate to brain function. I also talk about how hemoglobin as a molecule relates to the function of red blood cell. So then the next thing or the next importance of biochemistry, it provides insight into disease mechanisms and the development of therapeutic strategies. So ladies and gentlemen, do you know why medical doctor, nurse, biologists cannot develop drugs? Do you know the reason? Is because we have different types of training. You are trained to treat a disease as a nurse. You are not trained to develop drugs. So when you say therapeutic strategies, it means the methods that you can use to develop drugs or vaccine. So biochemistry will give you an idea of disease mechanisms, how a particular disease occur in a particular individual. Like, let me just give you this example. Remember during coronavirus, why is that coronavirus only infect human? Why not sheep? Why not goats? Why not dogs? Why not monkeys? Why not donkeys? Why we human? So it's because biochemistry give you an idea of genetic basis of the disease. Like for example, if you look at the coronavirus itself, it has a protein called spike protein. We human in our lungs, we have what you call angiotensin converting enzyme receptor 2. So they are molecules. The angiotensin converting enzyme receptor 2 is the receptor that is required or that is needed for the virus, that is the coronavirus, to bind, to attach itself to our cells. So it's because of the understanding of the biochemistry that give us insights on how the coronavirus formed. Okay, thank you, Yusuf. Sorry, thank you, Fatima Yusuf Bokar. She said that she is following, so I'm happy. So you see, in our lung cells, there is this coronavirus, sorry, there is this angiotensin converting enzyme receptor, which is required for the spike protein of the virus to bind, interact, attach itself, and infect our cells. And then the symptoms, the sign and symptoms of the disease also will start. So you see here, understanding that okay, in the coronavirus they have the spike protein, in our body we have the angiotensin converting enzyme receptor. That is the mechanisms of why the disease is formed in humans, why it doesn't form in sheep, why it doesn't form in chimpanzee. So this is what biochemistry is always trying to do. So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, so how the importance, or how important understanding the disease mechanisms can have for therapeutic strategies. Okay, remember, the spike protein from coronavirus bind with the angiotensin converting enzymes with our own lung cells bind. So you know that okay, this is what happened and that is why the disease formed. So what if you get a molecule? What if you get a molecules that bind with the angiotensin converting receptor? It will bind to our to the angiotensin converting receptor, and once it is bind, it will now block the binding of the coronavirus. Can't you think that can serve as a drugs to prevent coronavirus infection? That is when you prevent the binding of the receptor, sorry, the binding of the proteins from the coronavirus with the angiotensin converting enzyme receptor. So you can do that. So you can block the interaction between our own cells and the coronavirus. So most of the infectious diseases, that is what they do. Most of the infectious disease, they infect us through our receptors. And those other living organisms that have those that doesn't have such receptors for the infectious agent, bacteria or microorganisms, so they will not bind. So see, the purpose of all this class, all the discussion, the videos that I send you and this video is just to give you a general insight of how or why biochemistry is important. Okay, Bolarinde Damilola just joined the YouTube community, so you are welcome. So this is the entire knowledge of why you as a nurse or as a medical doctor you need to understand biochemistry. So now, but the importance of biochemistry, it will help you to develop and design new drugs, Okay, someone asking question. Okay, Gloria, yes, you can just go there, click on it and follow the same method. Click on the level 2, follow the same methods. So because you are already a member, so it's only 750 will be deducted instead of 1,500. So ladies and gentlemen, very importantly, biochemistry is not only in terms of drug development, it's beyond that. Biochemistry is also essential for advancement in pharmaceuticals and agricultural biotechnology. So how in pharmaceuticals? Okay, please, I just want to ask you this question. What do we inject to patient with type 1 diabetes? People with type 1 diabetes, how do you do, or what do you do to treat the type 1 diabetes? Excellent, Chris Buzo. He said insulin injection. Where do we produce insulin in our body? Where do we produce insulin in our body? Yes, we give insulin. Yeah, Joy, thank you. Yeah, you give insulin injections. Excellent. Chris Buzo Fankris. So, but now the question is, how did we get the insulin? Insulin, we produce it in the pancreas. So, how do we get insulin? Assuming now you have someone or you have a patient suffering with from type 1 diabetes. So, if you want to treat that person, is it that you are going to get another person or someone that is dead, have based his pancreas and isolates the insulin and then subsequently inject it to that particular patient? Is it what we are doing? If yes, say yes. If no, no. Please answer this. Do we kill someone? Okay, we need insulin to inject it to diabetes patient. Do we kill someone? Or do we get the pancreas from dead individual, have based the insulin and inject it? Okay, you said no. So if you said no, how do we get it? How do we get it? So I have seen that so many of you are saying no. So how do we get the insulin? Please answer this question. How do we answer this question? Abdul Rasak Samiat. So welcome to the YouTube membership. So Jemimia says from figs and other animals. Are you sure that we get insulin from figs? Are you sure we get insulin from figs and other animals? Is their own insulin the same with our own insulin, please? Is their own insulin the same with our own? So now you are telling me that okay, if you have someone that or if you have patients suffering from type 1 diabetes, you need to slaughter animals or you need to slaughter pigs and get it from them. That is what we are doing. Okay, extracted from animals such as donkeys and horses. Are you sure? So Aisha Hamza, Peace Bala says through biochemical process. So that is the answer. That is the answer. So insulin is a protein, and we have a gene that produces that insulin. So we have in our DNA, we have gene that produce insulin. So how do we get this insulin? I will explain in a more simpler term. So the DNA that you have in my body, the DNA that you have in the islet cells of Langerhans, that is the DNA that you have in the liver, the DNA that you have in the kidney, the DNA that you have in the brain, the DNA that you have in my stomach and the pancreas, they are all the same. And it's also the same DNA in our hairs, in our tears, all of them are the same. So scientists can get hairs, isolate the DNA, and get the gene for the insulin, the gene that produces insulin. So when you get the gene, that gene can be inserted into bacteria, and the bacteria cannot convert that gene into insulin. And once the insulin is produced, then you can harvest it, purify it, and package it and sell it as a pharmaceutical product. So actually, I explained in the most simpler term, but it is more complicated as I explained. It is a very complicated process. But what I wanted you to understand, the insulin, we can get the DNA from our hair, from our saliva, from our body fluids, from our saliva, we can get the DNA. So when you get the DNA, you can isolate the gene, and after you isolate the insulin gene, you can insert it into bacteria, and the bacteria can produce it. Yeah, through advanced biotechnology. Thank you very much, Mrs. Stephanie. So that is how it is. So you see now how the knowledge of biochemistry plays a lot of role. So this is biochemistry because it is actually through biotechnology process. And then now agricultural biotechnology. So it plays a role in pharmaceutical. So in pharmaceutical, I just explained how you can produce insulin using bacteria. So what about agricultural biotechnology? What actually scientists do is they realize that there are some insects that can destroy our crops. So they use advantage or the knowledge of biochemistry and biotechnology to insert some proteins into a plant so that whenever such kind of insect feeds on the plant, they will die. They will be destroyed. So they will die. So it's the knowledge of biochemistry. It's the same method. There is one bacteria called Bacillus thuringiensis. The scientists was able to realize that those bacteria, they usually, when they are in the environment, insect cannot survive in that environment, and they were able to, check what is responsible for that. Then they realized that there was a protein in the Bacillus thuringiensis that actually responsible for killing that insect. And now biochemists exploit the techniques in biochemistry to get that protein inserted into plant, or they get the gene inserted into plant, the plant express it themselves, and then they now start producing the protein. So Marvelous Odo also joined the YouTube. So if you want to join the YouTube, you can see join, click on the join that is level 1 and 2. So you decide whether if you want to register at level 1 or level 2 so you can register. So I'm just telling you that yeah, that is it's synthesized artificially. Aisha Obale Babra. Yes. So you can synthesize it from there artificially. Get it from any the real organism that produces them, insert it into bacteria, and the bacteria will produce such protein. Then you harvest it, you purify it, then you make it as a. So I always encourage you, if you want to register as a member, if possible, if you know that you can do, try to register at level 2. Okay, and as I said, let me repeat myself. All the biochemistry videos will be available and free. Biostatistics. Biostatistics is one of the very complicated courses that we are going to do this semester. So biochemistry, biostatistic, I think they are the two tough courses that we are going to do this semester. And I'm also going to include the videos on general physiology on this my website. So you see the biostatistic, the general physiology will all be made available. And there are also some videos that they can even help you in some of their other courses. So that is why I encourage you to register as a member. But all the videos for biochemistry are available and they are free for anyone to enjoy. But if I'm going to add short videos on most of our lectures, I will put it at level 2, because if you check level 2, you have advantage that you have access to past question papers and short videos in addition to the first level. So everything that is in first level, you can see them, you can watch them, you can have access to them. But some other things that are at level 2, if you are at level 1, you may not actually see it. Yeah, you go to the level 2, go to that level 2, click on it and input your details. Then only because you are already member, only that 750, the remaining 750 naira will be deducted. So, and one very important thing that we should understand in the area. Okay, marvelous, Odo. Thank you very much for joining. So now, the area of biochemistry doesn't only, or it's okay. What I want to say, the area of biochemistry is integrated with other areas. So you cannot be a good biochemist without a good understanding of biology. You cannot be a good biochemist without understanding physics, without understanding mathematics, without understanding chemistry. So chemistry provides the methods and molecular perspective in biochemistry. So that is what is chemistry does. So it provides. Yes, Prosper, Philemon, Shelia, sir, I have registered the one of 1,000, so now can I be getting the videos, sir? Yes, of course. So once you register, you can have access to all videos, but it didn't show me that you are a member. It didn't show me, but I will check. So you see, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and physics, they are very, very important. So you can see that biochemistry is trying to provide method and molecular perspective in biochemistry. And then biology, it provides the relevance in biochemistry. While physics provide physical models. It provides physical models because we have a lot of biophysical methods that are utilized in the area of biochemistry. And in addition, the mathematics is provides the means to evaluate and predict. Fatima Awal, sir, can I be a member? Fatima Awal, you are already member. It shows that from here I can see that Fatima Awal, you are already a member, unless if you want to upgrade to level 2. So you see, this is to tell you that understanding the knowledge of biochemistry, you require to understand biology, chemistry, mathematics, and physics. So then the next thing, what are the major biomolecules that we are going to study in this course? So you should understand that there are major biomolecules that we need to study and understand in this course. And that is what we are going to do. That is what will chop most of our time. So the major biomolecules in this course that we are going to study the biomolecules of carbohydrates, the biomolecules, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. So we are, yes, inspire delight. I like this your answer. You said genetically modified E. coli. Yes, the genetically modified E. coli means Escherichia coli is usually the bacteria that use in the expression of the insulin or in most of those proteins. So these are actually the biomolecules that we are going to study in this course, and you shouldn't forget that we are going to study carbohydrate, we are going to study proteins, we are going to study lipids, and we are going to study nucleic acid. That is why it's called chemistry of macromolecules, and these are the macromolecules of physiological importance. I remember last year there was a questions that they asked that what are the biomolecules of physiological importance. So these are the one. So if you come across such kind of question paper and you see that they ask you what are the biomolecules of physiological importance, so we have carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. So each of these biomolecules has unique properties and vital functions for life processes. So each of them, they have their importance. They are very relevant for vital functions in our body. So they are very important. So that's why we study them. Sir, are you saying that I'm already? You see, so Fatima Muhammad, she also joined the level 1. Okay, Joshua Daniel, sir, are you saying that I'm already a member and just need to pay 700 to upgrade? No, 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 it's not you, Joshua Daniel. You didn't join. So you didn't join even level 1. Okay, Miracle, how can I be a member, sir? When you check my YouTube, you will see join. So you click on the join, then it will require you to input your ATM details. Then you do that. If you want to register at level 1, is 750, and if you want to register at level 2, is 1,500. So try to register at level 2 for you to have free access to everything. Let me tell you, if you are a BSc, if you are doing this BSc nurse, I'm telling you, you need this YouTube channel up to the end of your program, because most of the courses that you are going to do, the videos are already there on the channel. Some are yet to be uploaded, and by God's grace, we will upload them. We will upload them. So if you have this YouTube, I don't think you are going to have complication in learning, especially the biochemistry, the physiology, the microbiology, and biostatistics. So instead to be wasting your time, and of course, if you are a member, you can even request that if you have a problem with one part of the course, you can ask me that, okay, sir, you have problem with this and you want me to explain. Then I will make a video and upload it. And as I told you, that the biostatistic and the general physiology with this biochemistry is all. Yes, Fatima, you can join level 2, you can upgrade. You see, when you are going to join, go down, you will see level 1. So you move down, you will see level 2. Under level 2, you can see PQ, mean past question paper and short videos. So you click on that. That is where you will see 1,500. So you click on that and you input your details and the money will be deducted. Then you will be upgraded. And for those that are yet to be upgraded, sorry, that are yet to join, you can just directly go and upgrade. Sorry, you can directly join the 1,500. So therefore, understanding the structure and function is fundamental to studying biochemistry. So that is why you need to understand the structure of these biomolecules. You need to understand the structure of carbohydrate, how it is, the structure of proteins, the structure of lipid and nucleic acid. You need to understand their structures, because that is how you will be able to understand the fundamental of biochemistry. And once you understand biochemistry, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, wallahi, you will not have problem with most of your courses. You will not have problem with biochemistry. So if you understand biochemistry, you will not have problem with physiology, you will not have problem with anatomy. In fact, it will open up your brain to do a lot of things. So these are the biomolecules. So now, briefly, we are going to actually, because this is just a general introduction. So briefly, I'm now going to, okay, we are now going to look at carbohydrates. So what is carbohydrate? So the first thing that we are going to discuss, carbohydrate is an organic compound, and it's made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And it serves as a primary energy source and structural component in cells. So whenever we need energy in our body, carbohydrate is the first macromolecules that produce energy in our body. We survive because we produce energy. We talk because we produce energy. And sometimes you can see that you have problem with discussion, you will have problem with doing other things. If you have problem with, if you don't have enough energy in your body. Like right now that I am here, my energy is low. Why? Is because I have low carbohydrate in my body. So that is why immediately after this class, I have to go and eat. So now the question is, let me ask you this question. If now, assuming there is no single carbohydrate in my body, can I survive? If there is no carbohydrate, it means that if there is no carbohydrate in my body, can I survive? Because as I said here, carbohydrate is a primary source of energy, and we only survive if we have energy. As I'm talking now is because I have energy. That is why I survive. Oh, sorry, that is why I talk. So now the question is, if there is no carbohydrate, can I survive? So I mean, if there is no carbohydrate, I cannot survive. Is that what you are saying? If you want to upgrade to level 2, you go to the join, you go down, very down, you see the next level, which is PQ and short videos. So you click on that, then you input the details. So now, okay, some said yes sir, you will survive. Yes sir, yes sir. Some says no. Yeah, you will survive because carbohydrate is not only macromolecules that produce energy in the body. Proteins also produce energy. Proteins produce energy. Lipids also produce energy. So that is what I want you to understand. Excellent. You see, fat says, Chris Buzo says fat can use as a body fuel too. Yes. In fact, the energy produced by lipids, that is fat, is more than the energy produced by the carbohydrate. But the energy in lipid can only be utilized or can only be generated when carbohydrate is exhausted. So if there is no carbohydrate, then you can generate energy using fat and protein. No, when I said there is no carbohydrate, Josephine Esu, when I said there is no carbohydrate, it means even the storage carbohydrate, that is the stored carbohydrate as glycogen, is not there. So this is to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that very interesting that it's not only carbohydrates that produce energy, but it is the primary. You see, do you know why we develop diabetes and cardiovascular disease, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know why we develop cardiovascular disease and diabetes? Do you know why? Okay, thank you very much for following too. So Oluchu Cynthia said, thank you, sir, for knowledge we are following. So thank you, Rahama Kamilu. Thank you too. So why do we develop diabetes? Why do we develop cardiovascular disease? Do you know that it's from here? Okay, let me just give you the insights. Lipids produce energy, proteins produce energy, and you always eat. You always eat foods that have fats and carbohydrate. So if you always eat, the carbohydrate will be utilized while the fat will keep storing in your body. It will keep storing. And that is why fasting that we are saying is very important for our health. Because sometimes when we are fasting, those carbohydrates will be exhausted and it's only those stored parts that we have in our body that will start mobilizing. So when we are eating a lot, the carbohydrate will keep generating energy for us while the fat will keep storing in our body. So if the fat is keep storing while carbohydrate is we keep taking carbohydrate. So the fats will stop, we will get overweight, obesity, and obesity linked to cardiovascular disease, that is heart diseases. And before you know it, heart attack, stroke, then you die. So that is why you need to watch your diet. So as a nurse, I will advise you, whenever you have patients, you also try as much as possible to consider nutrition as part of the treatment of the diseases. That what are you eating? Do you do physical activities? That is why we need to do physical activities, because if we are not doing physical activities, that stored lipid in our body will keep accumulating. That is the importance of physical activities. All that physical activities or physical activities that you need to take fruit and whatever it is because fruit doesn't actually have carbohydrate, it doesn't have fat and others. So therefore, when you eat, will satisfy and the stored lipids will be used. That is what I wanted you to understand. So example of sugars, that is carbohydrates, include starch, cellulose, so they play distinct roles in our biological systems. So that is actually for carbohydrates. As I said, it's going to be very brief. So then proteins. I hope you can still see the slides. So what proteins does? Proteins, they are large molecules and they are very complex molecules that make of amino acid linked by peptide bond. So amino acids, they are the blocks that use in building proteins. So one amino acid joined with another amino acid using phosphodiester bond. Sorry, using peptide bond. So we have music trends. Masu jin waƙa kenan. Music trends. So amino acids is the building blocks of proteins. So amino acid joins with another amino acid to form proteins using peptide bond. And these proteins, they are essential for biological functions, including catalyzing reactions. So these proteins that we see, or these proteins that we have in our body, they are very important in catalyzing our reactions like enzymes. So most of that biochemical reactions are not taking place in our body without enzymes. So we need enzymes. So the protein are enzymes. They also provide structural support. The shape of your head, the shape of your eyes, the shape of the red blood cells, the shape of the white blood cells, the shape of the myocytes, the hepatocytes, they are all provided, or they all have their structure based on the proteins that are present in them. So the specific sequence of amino acid determines the protein unique structure and function. The structure and the functions of the protein is determined by the amino acid sequences. That the number of the amino acid sequence that are present in the protein is what determine the function and the structure of the protein. So then lipids. So lipids, they are generally hydrophobic. They are hydrophobic. So usually these lipids, they are hydrophobic molecules and they don't usually interact with water, because when we said hydrophobic, it means that they are molecules that they cannot interact with water. So example, that is hydrophobic. We have hydrophobic, we have hydrophilic, we have amphiphilic. Hydrophilic are those molecules that interact with water. Amphiphilic are those molecules that have some component of them interact with water, while some other component are not interacting with water. So they function primarily as energy storage molecules and structural component of cell membrane. So you see, they are energy storage molecules. So they usually store energy in our body. So they are the storage form of energy in our body. So they are usually stored. So whenever there is no energy in our body, they will be mobilized and used for energy. And remember, in a cell, we have cell membrane. So the cell membrane is what actually provides the structural component of the cell. So lipid plays a critical role in signaling pathways and cellular communication. Cell communicate. Cell interact with one another, like as I said. One cell interact or communicate with another cell through lipids. So lipid can also help in doing that. Okay, how can I register to level 2? Yes, you will see join, and I think what I'm going to do, immediately after this class, I'm going to send you the link that you can click and join. So when I send you the link, and if you want to register at level 2, you go down at the end, you will see PQ and short videos, and you will see the amount there as 1,500. So you click and register. So lipid also plays as we said, plays significant role in signaling and cellular communication. Protein and lipid can be used as substitutes. Yeah, so now then the nucleic acids, because I just wanted to see how we can round up the class since I have already give the general basis. So the nucleic acid, when we said nucleic acids, we have, okay, you see, Mariam Ezulia joined the PQ and short, that is the level 2. So you are welcome. You are welcome, Marian Ezukuli. Eh, Mariam Ezukuli. So then these nucleic acids, we have two nucleic acids in our body. We have DNA and RNA. And this nucleic acid, they are made up of nucleotides. So you see, proteins are made up of amino acids, and the nucleic acid are made up of nucleotides. Yes, Fatima Awal, what we are going to do, you go down, you click on join, you go down, you will see 1,500. So when you click on that, you make the payment, then you upgrade. So then, so they store, and this nucleic acid, what they do, they actually store and transmit genetics information. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, we inherit characters from our parent. Some of the characters, if our parent are tall, then we can inherit their tallness. If they have fair skin color, we can also inherit their fair skin color. If they're intelligent, we can also uh, you can also inherit the intelligence from their parent. Why? Is because of this genetics material. So we inherit characters and trait from our parent because of this genetics material, which is DNA and RNA. So they store and transmit genetics information that are necessary for growth and functioning of organisms. So understanding nucleic acids is key to studying genetics, molecular biology, and biotechnology. So if you really want to understand genetics, the molecular biology, yes, the video is recorded. So immediately after this, you can still go back and you can play it again over and over. So it's only the video will be here, and Allah that in the next so many years will be here. So that is why understanding this nucleic acid is very, very important. So you see, all this that we are doing is just a general introduction of the course. So then enzymes. So what are enzymes? So all this we are going to look at them. All this we are going to look at them. So now enzymes. What are enzymes? Enzymes are biological catalysts that accelerate chemical reaction in living organisms. So generally there are some reactions in our body, like for example, digestion require enzymes. So some of those reactions can take thousands of years or hundreds of years, or they can take, yes, Bolarinde Damilola, you are already a member. You are already a member, but you are at level 1, so you can upgrade. So some of these reactions that are taking place in our body is the enzymes that make them to occur. Because there are reactions that if you leave them without enzymes, they can take days. And if that happened, in fact, deficiency or problem with one enzyme can lead to death. So what they do, the reactions that is going to take like 10 years or maybe 5 days with an enzyme that can occur in seconds. Rahama Kamili said, sir, about the nucleic acid. Okay, briefly, we have two nucleic acid in our body, DNA and RNA. And those nucleic acids, they are formed. Those nucleic acids, they are formed using nucleotides. So the building blocks, what you use to construct the nucleic acids is nucleotides. And they're joined by phosphodiester bond. So our inheritance, in fact, I call this nucleic acid as a language of life. If you are intelligent, it's because of your DNA and RNA. If you are dull, it's because of your DNA. If you are brilliant, it's because of your DNA. If you are beautiful, it's because of your DNA. If you are ugly, it's because of your DNA. If you laugh, it's because of your DNA. If you can easily get angry, it's because of your DNA. So that is why the DNA, the nucleic acid, are the language of life. And all of these characters, we inherit them from our parent to rule this genetics material, which is DNA and RNA. If your parents are intelligent, then you will inherit the intelligence. If your parents are dull, then you will inherit the dullness. So that's why we see that intelligence is mostly come from our parent. So it's mostly come from our mother. So we get intelligence from our mother. Most of our intelligence, 80% is coming from our mothers. Like for example, why is it that the intelligence is coming from mother? Number one, breastfeeding. Remember, females have XX chromosome while male have XY chromosome. So if you look at the Y chromosome, if you take X like this and you remove some of the component, the X will give you Y. So it means that there is some DNA that is missing there. And some of those DNA that is missing in the Y, they are related to intelligence, but it's there in the mother. So that is why you easily get the intelligence. So that's the second reason. And third reason is because of the mitochondrial DNA. There is a DNA in our mitochondria, and that DNA from mitochondria, we inherit them from our mother. So the DNA in our mitochondria, we don't actually get them from our father. We get them directly from our mother. And that is why if you want to know your mother, like for example, in paternity disputes, if you want to know exactly your mother, get your mitochondrial DNA, run your gel electrophoresis, you can see clearly that they are your parents. So she is your mother because the pattern of the plant will be the same. So this is just briefly, as we are doing the class, we are going to be actually discussing more of this. So the enzymes, they are molecules that accelerate the rate of the reaction. So instead of the reaction to take like 2 days, so with the enzymes, the reaction can take place in seconds. And how do they increase the reaction? Is by lowering activation energy, because most of these, well, the reaction to occur, there is like a hill, we call it activation energy. So the reactant particles must overcome the activation energy before they occur. So what the enzymes do, it will simply lower the activation energy so that the reactant particles will easily be converted to products. Then next, and also I wanted you to understand that how these enzymes work. Enzymes work through active site. So the enzymes have active site where the substrate bind to the active site to have an enzyme substrate complex. So the substrate is what the enzymes catalyze. So the substrate can only fit to this active site if it is perfectly complement. Like for example, you can have a situation where you can have substrate 1, 2, and 3. So if substrate 1 cannot perfectly fit, if substrate 1 cannot perfectly fit into the enzymes, it means that the active site is not aligned with that substrate. So they are specific. They are specific. So you see here, you have the enzymes, you have the substrate, and that is why we have the enzyme substrate complex, and then the substrate will be converted into product, and that is why the products are released. So then the next thing is metabolism. So what is metabolism? So metabolism, ladies and gentlemen, is the sum total of all biochemical reactions that are taking place in the body. So if you sum all the biochemical reactions that are taking place in our body, that is what you call metabolism. Like in human beings, there are thousands of reactions that are taking place in our body. So if you add all those reactions together, that is what we call metabolism. And this metabolism is divided into two. We have catabolism and amphibolism. So you see, catabolism breaks down molecules. So larger molecules, big molecules break down to produce smaller one. And that is what we call catabolism. And anabolism is when the smaller molecules join together to produce larger one, that is anabolism. So usually during catabolisms, energy are produced during catabolism, while energy are consumed during anabolism, because smaller molecules coming up together join to produce larger ones, so energy is consumed. And you also have amphibolism. So in the case of amphibolism, both catabolism and anabolisms are taking place simultaneously. So therefore, understanding the metabolic pathways is crucial for insight into energy production and utilization in a cell. So energy are produced and utilized by the cell. So if you are able to understand the knowledge of metabolism, you will actually be able to understand how energy are generated and how the energy are utilized by our cells. So ladies and gentlemen, I think I don't actually want to go into this. Maybe we are going to stop here because even me, I'm seriously tired because I'm currently at work. So I don't know. Do you have any questions? At least now you have seen that okay, there are those metabolism. So there are those macromolecules, and that is what we are going to discuss. Lisa, can someone explain me? I'm confused, please. What is the difference between level 1 and level 2? Each levels contain specific packs. So if you are at level 2, you can have access to everything at level 1, and also you will have additional content at level 2, which the person that is at level 1 cannot see. So that is the difference. Victoria Onwukwe. Why? Wahala. Sunan wasu da wahala. Selfless can come again with catabolism. Okay, catabolism means when you have a larger molecules, like for example, when you have proteins break down to produce amino acid, you see protein is large. So when it breaks to produce individual amino acid, that is catabolism. But at the same time, when the amino acid as a simpler molecules joined together to produce the proteins as a large molecule, that is anabolism. So the breaking down is like you have a building, you break down the building into blocks. So that is what you call catabolism. Or you have the blocks, you bring them together to generate a larger structure. That is what you call anabolism. So in catabolism, usually energy are produced, and in anabolism, energy are used. Okay, someone asks about what is hydrophobic molecules. So hydrophobic molecules, they are molecules that cannot interact with water. They don't interact with water. And hydrophilic are those that interact with water. So any other question? Okay, I didn't even explain that. Thank you very much, Endurance Marcin. She says, sir, how does temperature and pH influence enzymes activity? Yeah, most of these enzymes work at a particular pH and at a particular temperature. Like for example, the normal body temperature of human is 37 degrees centigrade. So most of our enzymes work at that temperature. So, but if the temperature increase to above that 37 degrees centigrade, Zaharaddin El Musa, thank you very much for joining. But please, all those that joined this membership, please, I advise you to quickly go and watch my videos, two videos if possible. One, watch my video on how to pass university exam. Second, go and watch a video on biostatistics. I don't want us to be wasting time, so that at least at the end, before the end of the semester, you'll cover significant part of the courses. So since now I have already started my lectures, I have started both the biostatistics, the general physiology, and the biochemistry. I advise you, I advise you to please try as much as possible, to go and I have even video. I will send you one video on physiology, on general physiology, but at least there for today. After this lecture, I advise you go and watch those videos on how to pass university exam and biostatistics. Let's do that today. So maybe tomorrow we'll know what to do. Okay, so someone says, "Sir, what is the process of catabolism and anabolism?" Yes, it's metabolism. So metabolism is divided into catabolism and anabolism. So if you have catabolism and anabolism, it means you have uh, anabolism. Sorry, you have metabolism. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, maybe we can ask on the comment section of this video, or maybe you can ask on the WhatsApp group. And don't forget, for those of you that wanted to join, you can always join. Thank you very much, and see you next time. And I will advise you, please, I would advise you, if you know that you are a member, sorry, if you know that you are you want my tutorial on biostatistics and general physiology, please, there is a separate group for that. There is separate WhatsApp group where we are going to discuss those courses. But this general biochemistry is only for those specific WhatsApp group that we created. It's only on that. So don't be bringing physiology, don't be bringing biostatistic on biochemistry or Biochem 241 WhatsApp group. So there is a separate WhatsApp group for that, for those that are willing to join. So thank you very much, and till we meet next time. Bye bye.